And I want to start with the thing that ties everything together. And this is a platform called Claude. It's very similar to ChatGPT, but with some big differences. And the main feature in here is something called projects. And this is an area where you can train Claude in this project to give you the output you want. So I've trained it to be my YouTube consultant. It doesn't do everything for me, but it is my sparring partner that interlinks everything I do. Now, you can see here it works in a similar way, chat function to ChatGPT, but with a slight twist, because on the right hand side here, I've given it some more context, some more training, and some more project knowledge to work with. Now, in here, there's all sorts of things. There's a summary of what I do, my ideal customer profile, who I'm targeting on my YouTube channel. There's business context as to what I do as a business, which even includes things for my SEO consultancy, such as client reviews, case studies, all sorts of things, so that when I'm trying to maybe add social proof to a video, it can pull out that information and keep everything front of mind for me. And I can give you an example of some of the stuff in here. For example, I've got this outlier YouTube titles and frameworks formula. This was off some deep research that I did to actually put together a viral headlines formula table. This is a brand new channel, and if you get anything from this video at all, do me a digital handshake, hit the subscribe button, and comment with where you are on your journey below. This is really cool, actually. I really love this. I've sort of researched, watched as much as I could, absorbed as much as I could, took as many notes to actually get a list of frameworks and templates that tend to do better than others, that lead to outlier high performing videos. Formula names, we've got the template of how you can use them, some notes, some examples, and that is the sort of stuff that I'm adding into this Claude project. When I'm talking to it to say like, hey, let's come up with some titles, we can refer back to these frameworks to start spitballing. It doesn't always get it perfect, like it's a back and forth, and I'll probably end up writing the final version myself, but you can see maybe in here, let's look at one of my conversations that I've had with Claude. You can see here, even in this short one, can you write me a script? And it comes back with a script. Now, this isn't perfect, but you can see it starts pulling stuff out. And by the way, I don't use a lot of scripts. Like what we're doing now isn't scripted, but it helps me get my thoughts in order and bring some structure to my videos. You can see here that, authority proofs section of the video, it pulls out some things I could talk about. Hi, I'm Elliot Prince. Businesses generate over 121,000 euros in additional revenue through strategic SEO. That was a recent case study I had. It's able to pull that out where relevant in my frameworks for my videos, which is really cool. You can see it builds out sort of a rough pattern for what we want to talk about. And then you can see my back and forth. So actually, hey, that's a cool start. Like, I think it should be a bit more like this. This is where I want to go. And then it comes back with some more angles, which is really cool. And I'll show you how I can interlink this Claude projects with other stuff in a second. But that's number one. Building out one of these Claude projects is massive for my efficiency and my sparring partner. Now, the second thing is all about speed. I couldn't put out regular videos without this tool called Riverside. Now, yes, it's a podcasting video recording platform, but it's actually way, way more important than that. And that's when it comes down to video editing. Let me pull out an editing piece here. These are all the different videos I've filmed, and you can upload your own videos into these as well. But let's go into this one and pull out this recording. This is just a raw recording, so it's unedited at the moment. There's quite a lot of editing that always goes into these processes. And so when I've finished recording or I've uploaded a new video, it will look like this. And it'll have, you can see in the timeline here, it's got loads of gaps where I've stopped. It's got reruns, all sorts of things in it. And at the top right, we've got this AI tools, and this automatically removes pauses. So I can stop in a video, re-record something, and knowing I'm not going to have to spend hours chopping out these little segments, I can hit apply, and it's gone and removed the 20 minutes worth of pauses I've had in my video. You can see now it's actually taken the time down to 13 minutes from 33 minutes. And you can also remove filler words, ums, buts, and find fluff. So I can go and find stuff that it says this should be removed since it seems to be behind the scenes discussion or is not likely intended for the audience. So you can see I've actually recorded this introduction twice. And because when I record something twice, or I try to get a line right twice because I mess it up, Riverside will automatically go find those mess ups and offer me the ability to delete them and get rid of them. So this is a really amazing tool. It cuts my editing time. It's going to save me thousands of hours over the lifetime I use it. So I couldn't do this. This is probably actually my number one tool that I couldn't have done any of this without. Number three is helping me learn quicker. This is how, if I'm trying to to recall information on a subject or just learn something because I'm missing a bit of knowledge that I need to deliver in my videos, then Notebook LM is insane. This thing is like the workhorse of AI. So you can see here, let's create a new notebook and show you how it works and how you can use it to learn 10 times quicker. For example, actually, I've got this video here, speak like this on social media. We could actually go and pull in loads of these videos, but let's say we wanted to learn about this subject in particular. You can go into Notebook LM and you can upload sources. So we could put YouTube in there and we could put this video in there and we could put multiple. I think you can put 50 or 100 sources in here to actually start quizzing AI on this knowledge base. You can also create mind maps. You can create little study guides, video overviews, briefing docs, all sorts of things in here to pull out information. So this is really cool. The mind map feature is awesome when I maybe like, okay, this is another viral video. I want to break it down and see the structure they used and just get that in my head about the structure of maybe other creators or other subjects that I want to talk about that I want to understand. You can see here he's broken down, the video is broken down into teleprompters, freeballing, live event presentation, content creation philosophy. And when you dig in further, it actually creates mind maps about what we're talking about. So this is a really cool way to learn stuff quicker, or you can even use it on your own thoughts just to give you, you could go and put your own thoughts in here and get it to structure it out into almost a flow that you could follow in your video. So this is a really quick way to unlock knowledge in videos. The other thing I'll use as well is something alongside this called YouTube transcript.io. And this allows you to pull videos and put them in here and extract transcripts. And these transcripts then you can use to, let's say, hey, I wanted to train. Do you remember we were training a Claude project over here? We were actually wanting to put information in here. If there's some knowledge I want about being good at YouTube, I could grab a transcript from here and take it and put it into Claude and add to that knowledge base. So you can see I've probably done it with, I did it with this. This was a Reddit post, actually. I pasted some information in here in text of the Triple H introduction pattern framework, which works really well. Now I can refer to that when I'm saying, hey, let's get a great introduction sort of structured. We can refer to that knowledge. The other thing I do with transcripts as well to interlink things is, let's say Riverside here. Riverside is cool as well because you can edit by text. So as you say, you can edit bits of your video out and say, delete that bit of the video based on text. But also you can copy transcripts and chapters list. And I could say, put it into my YouTube consultant and say, hey, I have this YouTube transcript. Can you help me come up with some title ideas based on the viral outlier frameworks? So I can reference what I want it to talk about in our knowledge base here that we were looking at earlier. Then I can give it the transcript as well of my video and get it to actually start working on some title ideas, or even give me feedback on how can I improve this, like where have I gone wrong, what do I need to refilm, what could I do better next time. So again, working as a consultant, not doing all the work for me. You can see here now it's looked at the transcript, looked at its knowledge base, and started using our frameworks and formulas to come up with some cool title ideas that you wouldn't get otherwise. They would be quite a lot more generic. I tested Google's new AI app for 1 hour. This happened to my workflow. Google engineers won't tell you this. There's a new AI app that changes everything. The only AI tool you need to turn Reddit posts into landing pages. It's kind of what the video is about. That's pretty cool. You can see how it starts to unlock new ideas and improve and work with you on improving what you've got by combining these AI tools together. Now, on top of that, I also taught it how to create thumbnails. So I could also ask it, we could take a title and say, and it gives me recommendations at the bottom. Let's use this title. What thumbnail should we design? So we can get it to give us thumbnail design ideas. It knows that we should only have 2 or 3 words in there. We know we should be using the rule of thirds. You can see visual elements max 3. It's giving me some left side, right side, some text ideas, all this, which I can sort of use that as like, I can see sort of again, enhancing my own thoughts to come up with some ideas, which I can then take over to a tool like Canva. And you can see Canva here is where I'm doing my thumbnails. And I'm not the best thumbnail designer. Like I feel like I've got a lot better. If you look at my channel, you can see my oldest thumbnails. they're pretty basic and amateurish. You see now some of my top performers, they're a lot more YouTubey, almost maybe too far in that one direction, but like they're a lot better. And a lot of that has become from learning, understanding how to create thumbnails, using tools like Canva to deliver to do this better and quicker. So, for example, you could use some of the AI, and Canva has AI functionality in here to make things a lot quicker for you. For example, let's say this is a picture of me that we uploaded the other day. You could actually use the edit function. Firstly, you could go, you can pull things out of images really easily. So I could say magic grab. So I could magic grab objects in this image. Obviously, the object in this, look, it actually allows me to pick out that skateboard. We could grab out that off the wall. So if you, and this is good if you've AI generated an image in ChatGPT or something, and you're like, oh, it's not quite right, or I want to edit some text on there, you can pull stuff out of images, and you can also use background remover. So we could click back onto the main background and remove the background from an image as well, just to pull whatever's in that image, me, out of there. You could go, what else have we got in Canva that I use a lot? We've got background generator, background remover. We can grab text. So we can actually find a static image. We can grab the text in there and edit it. We can expand backgrounds, all sorts of things, as well as go and add glows and shadows and everything to stuff really quickly. So you can see below how I build some of my thumbnails in that particular fashion using those tools without having to be a Photoshop master or use Adobe software, which costs an arm and a leg. So Canva is the final piece of the jigsaw puzzle in terms of content creation. Now, the other tool I want to talk about is something called vidIQ. I did have a paid membership to this to start with, and it really helped me start understanding YouTube and the nuances of the platform, whether that's through the search function, through thumbnails, through how to optimize videos. So there's loads of stuff in here that you can say, and this is the free version, by the way, that I'm on at the moment. There's a button to say optimize, and when you upload a video, it gives you ideas on how you can improve your title. It says, hey, your title's not very good. Hey, your description. Hey, your thumbnail's not very unique. The other cool thing about it is, one, the AI coach, which actually this is free. You can see here, you can say like channel audit, and it's going to go and audit your channel. And then it gives you an output about everything about your channel and an action plan. So you can see my subscribers, my total videos I've posted, my view count, where I'm strong, where I'm weak. You can see, actually, this is interesting that I noticed video optimization. Several uploads are ranking well for Perplexity AI tutorial. So I have a good video on Perplexity. It's not optimized for AI tutorial. So maybe that's a video I could do. I also don't have a video optimized for chat GPT SEO hacks directly. I have videos around chat GPT SEO, but maybe I could do one on hacks. So I should be leaning into those keywords straight away. So those are going to be probably added in. This is on the fly. I've just noticed that really. Engagement and retention, incorporate more challenge or case study style content, Reddit versus ChatGPT, which finds better answers, all sorts of things in here that we can start pulling out and get an audit. But the other thing about vidIQ is it's got a Chrome extension. So when you actually look on other people's or even your own YouTube videos, you get this little IQ box on the side, and you can see here we could get overview. And we can see this channel's growth of how many views he's getting, the subscriber count. So you can see how other people's videos are performing over time. So if we're looking at other people's videos, we can see whether they're good in search or not. So you can see this video had an initial viral hit or had an initial hit and then doesn't get that many views from YouTube search. Whereas you could go on something on my channel, for example, and say, because I try to hit search more than maybe trying to hit viral ideas, this video, it got an initial hit after the first few days, but it's continued to grow in YouTube search on and on and on and on, which is great. That's what we want to see. So you can start to see those analytics. Again, you can see overviews and channel growth and stuff, and you can see my channel growth actually was very sluggish in the beginning. It took me quite a while to even get 1,000 views, and then suddenly we started growing much quicker as I started to learn how to use these tools and how to understand how YouTube works. And also, one final key thought: if you're interested in using Claude for your own content and YouTube, then I'll actually put a video on screen here which shows you how to train your own AI Claude project for your own use.